Hello and Happy New Year! I'm Henry Wildberry, and in the spirit of the new year, I thought it would be fun to try something completely new. So today, I'm going to take you through my process of setting up this second set of wheels with tubeless tires. Now, tubeless tires is nothing new for many of you, but for me it is. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the process of how I will be setting these up tubeless. Then we'll go out for a quick spin and I will give you my initial impressions about tubeless tires. So let's go through what I have here. The tires that I will be using today are these Pana Racer Gravel King tires. These are tubeless compatible. They are a 48mm wide tire, and they are very similar to the current set of tires that I already have on this bike, namely the Perry Motos. These are also a Pana Racer tire, and they are a 650B by 48 tire as well. The difference being that these tires are not tubeless compatible, and these are. Of course, we're also going to need a set of tubeless compatible rims. I'll be setting these up on a set of Pacenti rims. These are an older style that are no longer available, but I have these as a second set because they're very light and I like to use these for races like the Grasshopper Adventure Series, for example. We will be also using these tubeless valves. These have a rubber seal which seals to the rim so that you can run tubeless. So we'll set these up, we'll put the tire on, then we'll take these down and pump them up on the air compressor. Once we've seated the bead, we'll deflate the tires and then add the sealant. The sealant that I'll be using today is this Stan's No Tubes sealant, and I have a valve core removal tool here, as well as a second bottle of sealant that we can use for filling the tires once we're ready to do that. So let's go down and inflate these tires with the air compressor. No, we gotta get it seated first.
Oh, seated first, that's right.
That went on pretty good. Pretty easy.
Nice.
So now we just have to take, now that this valve, now that it's seated, we just need to add the sealant. So we have about a third here, which is about enough for this one tire. I'm gonna put this adapter on. Spin it around a little bit, the sealant. Okay, so we made it home a little late last night and it was dark, so I decided to hold off on doing this initial review or impressions summary. And fortunately, because of that, I was able to go out for another ride today and have a little bit more experience using tubeless tires. This morning when I got up to check the tires, they held their air pressure overnight, so that was the first good sign. The ride itself went fine. I got no flat tires, there was no punctures, so nothing needed to reseal itself. But the tires held their air through the whole ride. And then this morning when I woke up, before I went out for today's ride, I did add about 2.5 psi to each tire. They had dropped a little bit over the course of the night. So what are sort of my initial impressions? Well, obviously this is all based on personal experience, so it's not scientific in any way, but the tires felt very similar to what they felt like before with the tubes, but maybe slightly less rolling resistance. It's hard to quantify that because I don't have a power meter and I wasn't wearing a heart rate monitor, and then of course I couldn't judge it off of the speed, but it just felt like it was a little bit easier rolling resistance. But that could also be the fact that these are brand new tires. So I don't know. They certainly didn't feel like they were more rolling resistance. If anything, it was less. The quality of the ride was basically the same as what the Parimotos felt like, but maybe just a little bit more at the same air pressure. Maybe they felt a little bit more forgiving. So tire pressure greatly affects how the tires feel, and since these are new tires, the sidewalls are probably a little bit stiffer and the tread's probably a little bit stiffer, so things will change over time as I use these. But at that pressure, they felt great. The cornering and the handling felt exceptionally good. The ride today, coming down some pretty steep roads in some sharp corners, the bike handled the corners really, really well. I even took some corners a lot faster than I normally would just to see how the bike would handle, and everything felt great. The tires didn't feel like they were gonna roll or come off the rim or anything like that. So that part of it is great. The handling is great. We did a little bit of single track today, so I got to ride it off road. Last night we did some single track as well. So we did a variety of conditions, put it through the paces, and yeah, so far it's fine. It's great. Do I think it's almost like I almost feel like it's one of those things where you hold out for so long, and then when you try it, you sort of realize that what was I waiting for? I guess what I was waiting for was the fact that I don't get a lot of flat tires running tubes anyways, so there was no pressure on me to get tubeless because I was getting all these flat tires. What I will say though, now that I have this, and I don't know if this is just a false sense of security, but I found myself not caring as much when I was riding on the shoulder of the road when I saw some little bits of glass. I was almost like intentionally trying to run over it just to see if it would cause the tire to go flat. I don't know. I was just wondering if maybe that would be a good test to see if I actually just ride through broken glass and hopefully get a puncture, would it actually reseal? But none of it caused a puncture. So so either it's working really well or I'm just being very stupid and I'm going to get a flat and then I'm going to regret it. But that so far is, I guess, my initial and if anything detrimental comes up in the future as I use this, I will certainly make a follow-up video and explain what that might be, but hopefully that's not going to happen. So with that, I hope you all are having a wonderful new year, and again, thank you all for watching. So until the next time, have a nice day.